Hi there! Welcome to the screencast of using equations in Microsoft Word. Um, it's not terribly exciting, but it is really useful, especially if you're typing technical papers, things where equations are important. So might as well make them look good, right? So here we are. We have a new Microsoft Word document open. Let's go up to Insert, and why isn't anything there? I don't know. There we go. Let's click and activate that document. Now we can insert an equation. And on this version of Microsoft Word, there's the equation tools panel opens up in the ribbon here, and it's pretty useful, actually. We have a range of math symbols here that you can click on the triangle, and scroll through them. If you want to see them all at once, there's the drop-down menu. I typically use this one because it's easier to find what you want. You can scroll a lot faster there. Over here we have fractions, uh, one over top, left, right, inline, small fractions. Scripts are handy for powers, for subscripts. Your chemistry symbols, we can have left and right superscript and subscript at the same time. We also have radical symbols, radical, and some other things here, which I don't use a whole bunch. Brackets come in handy a bit. Trig functions, those are nice. Some other things. So let's suppose that we wanted to do something fairly simple, like Newton's second law, um, expressed not in the standard form that most people see it, but in a format that's a little more conceptually accurate. So we're going to start with A for acceleration equals, and then on the right side we're going to need sum of forces over mass. So we need a fraction, and I like the big fraction, and you go back and then you type in what you want. Now I'm going to need the Greek letter sigma, so I can open up this. You'll see it's here, but I typically don't even look at this. I just go down and find it in my uppercase letters. There's forces, there's the mass, there's my equation. So if I'm typing just a regular paragraph, let's do this second, let's make it capitalized. Can be and once that's there, we can copy it. It's here, we can even cut it. And it shows up as an entire object. Most of your textbooks will center the equations that you see. So that one's there. Something a little bit more complex, we can insert another equation. Let's look at a kinematics equation. Now this one I want to say final velocity squared. So I'm going to choose scripts, and in here I want the I could choose this one to say that final velocity squared. I can choose this one, or I think I can do this. Let's try this one. The big one I want is the velocity squared, but this one I want that to be final velocity. So this one shows the whole thing being squared. So we'll keep that one. Equals, and I want the initial velocity squared. The big one, again, kind of like your orders of operation. Okay, the big one here, this should be initial velocity. You have to choose the thing you want first, and then you can go back and fill it in. Come on, mister. There we go. Initial velocity squared plus, and these guys, I don't want those to be math. Sometimes it switches back and forth. This button up here, if you want to write text instead of symbols, the symbols are italicized. You can just write text. If you want to change this one to linear, you can choose this button up here. You can write it linear, you can trade it back and forth, so it's pretty flexible there. If you wanted to do something more like chemistry, you know, you could just type it regularly, CH, and then my subscript, if I remember right, 4 plus O2. I'm using command equals or command plus for the short key command for the subscripts there. And this won't be balanced because I don't want to take the time to do that. Plus H2O. So that's not terribly difficult to do, not terribly time consuming. However, this is all put in there. These are all individual letters. If I insert an equation, I can group them all together as one thing and move them around as I need to. Now in this case, I've got subscripts, so I need to choose that, and then I can go back and enter the hydrogens plus equation tools. If that disappears, we can just choose that. I'm not sure why this is. Oh. Let's undo. There we go. So I'm not sure why this is going back to text mode a lot. Oh, there's my results in, and I want to go to C. Oh, got H2. Is this subscript? And then I'm going to take this whole thing, I'm going to change it into text so that it's not italicized. So there's not a whole lot different you see between these two. This one, it automatically kind of inserted this arrow, and this one's using this arrow. Here, put space in there. But again, because this is an equation, it's saved as an object, I can just take and drag that wherever I want to. This is an equation. Again, I can right click on it. I should be able to. Justification. So there's a lot of things I can do with that. I can even save it. If this is something that I use a lot, I can save it as a new equation. And I might be able to make a new category. And so now up here in my equations, I've got some pre-built-in equations that I can choose. Binomial theorem, area of a circle, some other things. So it's just another way of going about doing it, but it sure makes your documents look a lot nicer than trying to put everything in, just trying to write it in text. Inserting equation makes it a lot cleaner. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Actually, I don't expect you to have, but that's what it is. And where is my stop button for this guy then?
Daddy, do you want to hear one of my books that I put in here into my sparkly blue book? Hey, Daddy.